Hey guys, forgot to mention I'm coming at you with some Vayne gameplay in this video. Let me know if you enjoy this gameplay. I'm going to be doing some more of this for the next video. Thanks, enjoy. What's going on, everybody? Blunt's coming in with another video today. Please excuse my absence. Honestly, you can't excuse it if you don't want to. Pull the pitchforks out, assault me in the comments. I need it. Unfortunately, it took me very long to get to this next video, and I apologize, guys, but we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Today might be a little bit of a shorter video. This did happen a long time ago, so all the details aren't perfect, but I do remember the basic gist of the story. Also, we will be adding disclaimers to the beginning of our videos now. I think that's only a safe option to do because nothing here should be repeated, and it is all for educational purposes only and entertainment, right? So please take that away from my videos. But this video takes place maybe, this story perhaps takes place maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, maybe 7 years, maybe 6, 7 years ago. Just kidding. But I was pretty young at this point. I wasn't in school. I was with my father. We had just moved to a different state when we were staying in a hotel at this time. I actually have another little mini story I might throw in that happened at this hotel, but we were staying in this hotel for maybe a month before this happened. I would stay while my dad would go to work. I did smoke at the time. My father has always smoked. So when he would run off to work, I'd get my little sticky fingers and get some marijuana, do what I do. He had this nice little batter box that I would occasionally steal and take out. I wouldn't smoke in the hotel because we were here for a minute, and it was an okay hotel. I bet money that the smoke alarms worked, right? So I didn't want to smoke in the room. I didn't want anybody knocking on my shit. Didn't want to deal with it. So I'd always take my little batter box or whatever I pinched from my father outside, right? And I had this nice spot. For a while, I smoked in front of this little, sewage lake. I don't know. It wasn't an actual fucking lake in front of this hotel. It was some cesspool of bullshit. But it had a storm drain that would hang out right in front of the lake, whatever this fucking cesspool was. And I would sit on it and smoke. Here's the mini story from why I stopped smoking in this location at the hotel and I moved to the next location that the primary story is about. But I would smoke in this front location in front of this little cesspool, and I had my little bowl and I had my lighter, and I was sitting facing towards the water. So the parking lot's behind me, picture it. And I can't see anybody behind me, so somebody could have come up behind me, clobbered me, or done whatever. I wouldn't have known. I was just in my own little world. So I'd be facing this lake, smacking my bowl. I would take a couple puffs, just the usual, and it was just the usual. I was taking my couple puffs, and before I know it, there's a voice behind me getting closer. He said, "Hey," and I turn over my shoulder, and my bowl and my lighter's in my lap, and what do I see? I see a fucking cop, bro, and he's approaching me. His car's parked at this point, door shut, and he's walking up to me. He says, "Is your name Robert?" And while I'm looking at him, I chuck from my left hand in my lap. I chuck the bowl right in the water, and I transition from my right hand to my left hand without with the smallest movements, the lighter, and I floop, floop into the water. And this guy walks in. He's like, "Hey, are you Robert?" I'm like, "No, sir, no, sir. I'm Baby Bob Billy, and I'm in room 403 right now, man. Like, I got the card in my pocket. I'll prove it." And he's like, "Oh, no worries. You weren't walking around out here bothering people?" I'm like, "No. I think Robert is over there in the hotel. I know who you're talking about, but it's not me." It's like, "All right, no worries. I'm going to, but scared the piss out of me, adrenaline pumping. I turn around and I look in the lake. This was my last bowl pack, too, before my father came home from work. I was shit out of luck. Cop ruined my fucking day. Look down in the water. Sure enough, my bowl is floating and so is my lighter. And the water is clear, bro. If he would have walked over there, he would have seen it clear as day and been like, so you just wasted your bowl? I wasn't worried about that." That's probably how it fucking would have went. But either way, back to the main story. That's why I stopped smoking in that location. And my second location was behind a dumpster, essentially. They had one of those big green dumpsters with black lids on top, and it had a brick wall surrounding it. So a far wall along the back of the dumpster, the longest part, and then two small walls along the sides, right? And on the back side of this wall were bushes. So there's bushes covering the entire wall around this dumpster. So it made a perfect secluded little area for me to sneak under these bushes and just chill out of sight, out of mind, just looking at the fucking road while I'm smoking my batter box. And I did this in this location for 2 or 3 times straight. I don't know if I didn't even tell what the story's about, man. I didn't know if this item, if this fucking blick, I didn't know if this blick was there the whole time. But I went there at least 3 times before I checked this shit, right? So it was like my 4th time going. My pops was at work, got my batter box, made my way out the hotel, went back under the bushes where the dumpster is. I'm smoking my little bowl. I'm probably playing some music on SoundCloud at this point. It was a while ago. And I noticed this brick, and I don't think I've noticed many times before. So yeah, he probably put it there recently. I noticed this brick, and I'm like, this is a strange brick. Let me flip this fucking brick. I flipped the brick, and it was like halfway embedded in the ground, so it left a hole underneath itself. And underneath this brick was a fucking Dollar General bag. Like, God, that was... I worked at Dollar General not long ago, so I was just foreshadowing a long time ago. But I see this Dollar General bag, and I'm like, why is this under a brick? So I picked the bag up, and there's like 3 dried, petrified piles of dog shit. Not piles, but like 3 crusted, petrified turds, dog turds. And I'm like, all right, cool. Why the fuck did you stash that? And I crinkle the bag open just a little more, and I see a grip. A unforgettable grip. An unforsaken grip. It's a pistol, right? So I see that. I open the bag a little more. I'm like, my adrenaline starts rushing. So I put the bag back, put the brick back on top of the bag, and I leave the area, bro. I was a little scared, not gonna lie to you. I called my pops. Like, who else was I gonna call? As my only caretaker at the time. I'm like, yo, I just found a gun. And he's like, what? You found a what? A gun? And I'm like, yes, I did. And he's like, where is it? I said, well, it's still where I found it. He said, has anybody seen you? Like, is anybody looking at you? I'm like, no. He said, go back out there, get it, and take it in the hotel room, right? So, sure enough, that's exactly what I did. I didn't think about it twice. If you're directing me to do that, I'm going to do it. Free blick. Shit. A lot of people get their blick stole, but this one was in the dirt, man. I didn't think much about it. Shit. Told me to do it. I did it. I took it inside, and I just chilled out for about an hour until my pops came home. My pops came home, checked it out, and it was it. I'm not gonna say what happened to it, where it went, but I don't have it anymore. That shit's long gone. Oh fuck! I forgot the best part of the story. I'm so sorry, guys, for this ADHD and shit. I know my videos are choppy all around the place, but I am focusing on getting this right. I am. I promise, guys. So, my pops got home. It wasn't an hour, sorry. It was like 30, 40 minutes went by. I went back in the hotel. He comes in, he checks it out. All cool. We go back out. I was going to show him where I found it. You know, I'm not going to point a finger at it, but we was going to go over to the area, and I was going to kind of explain it to him. So, we walk out. We go over there. He brings his batter box. My dad would smoke with me at the time. So, you know, don't be surprised when I mention that. We walked over there. He pulls his batter box out of his pocket, and he goes and starts packing it. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Had to take a vape hit there. He goes and he starts packing it, and he pulls it out and he hits it, and we pass it back and forth a couple times, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, yeah, I found it, you know, like right under there. Before I know it, there's a figure coming up from behind me, kind of like at the parking spot right next to this dumpster. And before I know it, this guy's out, and this gentleman asks us, he's like, hey, have you guys seen anybody over here? And my heart is racing because I know I just stole homie's blick. 100%, dude. And he came about the smoke. He's asking. He's like, y'all seen anybody come over here in these bushes or anything? And my dad hits his batter box. He smokes his weed and he blows it out. And he's like, no, man. We just come over here and smoke our pot. I ain't seen nobody. And dude, the biggest wave of relief went over me. But on the other hand, the biggest wave of fucking frustration came over this other guy, dude. The second my pops was like, nah, bro, ain't seen nobody. He goes, fuck, those motherfuckers got me. Fuck, man, fuck. He starts tweaking about this blick being gone, bro. This shit was safety off, one in the head. Like, bro probably really needed it. But at the same time, he wasn't supposed to have it. It was hidden. I mean, bro, it's a fucking card. It's luck of the draw, bro. Shit got stole. People get their shit stole all the time. Now, do I feel bad? Not really. I wouldn't have took it unless my people told me to take it. But that's how the game goes. You get shit took, you take shit. I've never really been a player by that rule in the book, but that day I was. Fuck, you know? New times for everything, right? But yeah, that was probably the most interesting end of that story that I had to put in there because I'm retarded and I would have forgot that part. But yeah, the motherfucker came up and questioned us about it. I was scared. Pops handled it. told him we ain't seen nobody, he tweaked the fuck out and he dipped, bro. And we kept that shit for a little bit longer until it eventually met its fateful demise. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Please excuse my choppiness, being left, right, up, down, middle, center. I plan to keep making videos so I can get better about this. I get really nervous in the beginning of my videos, but as I start to talk, I get a little less nervous. So either way, I really do appreciate you guys checking it out. I'm going to be adding a disclaimer to the beginning of this video, like I said, so please look forward to some more videos. Thank you. Enjoy. Bye.